Have you ever picked up a crystal and felt absolutely nothing? No tingles, no warmth, no visions, no magical energy rushing through your body. Then you looked around and saw thousands of people claiming that one crystal changed their entire life, awakened their intuition, opened their third eye, and connected them to higher dimensions. So, you started wondering, am I doing something wrong? Or, is all of this just another spiritual illusion? Here's the truth that almost nobody tells you. A crystal has never awakened anyone. Read that again. A crystal has never awakened a single human being. It has only amplified what was already alive within them. And that changes everything. Because if you expect a crystal to do the work for you, you will probably be disappointed. But if you understand what crystals truly are, they can become one of the most powerful tools for strengthening your intuition. Not because they contain magic, but because they interact with one of the oldest principles of nature: resonance. Today, we're going beyond myths, marketing, and social media spirituality. We're diving into the raw truth about crystals, how they may influence your awareness, why some people experience profound intuitive shifts while others feel nothing, which crystals have been respected across ancient civilizations, and most importantly, how to use them without falling into spiritual fantasy. This isn't about blind belief. It's about conscious exploration. Because intuition isn't a supernatural gift. It's a forgotten human ability. And sometimes, nature quietly reminds us how to listen again. Most people think intuition is hearing mysterious voices, predicting the future, or suddenly becoming psychic overnight. That isn't how genuine intuition usually works. Real intuition is much quieter. It's the subtle feeling that tells you not to enter a room. It's the unexplained urge to call someone, moments before they call you. It's sensing someone's emotional state before they speak. It's feeling that a decision is wrong, even when logic says it's perfect. Your intuition constantly speaks. The problem is, modern life is louder. Notifications, stress, fear, overthinking, information overload. Every single day, your nervous system absorbs thousands of signals. Eventually, the whisper of intuition becomes impossible to hear beneath the noise. Ancient traditions understood something fascinating. Long before neuroscience existed, many cultures believed that nature could help restore inner balance. Trees, flowing rivers, sacred mountains, certain plants, specific stones. These weren't worshipped because people believed rocks were gods. They were respected because they represented stability, stillness, patience, qualities the human mind desperately needs. Modern science doesn't officially confirm that crystals awaken psychic abilities. And it's important to say that honestly. There is currently no strong scientific evidence proving crystals directly create intuition or supernatural perception. However, that doesn't automatically make every ancient practice meaningless. Science is constantly evolving. There was once a time when meditation itself was considered mystical nonsense. Today, brain scans clearly show meditation changing neural pathways. Breathwork affects the nervous system. Nature exposure reduces stress hormones. Silence changes brain activity. Sometimes, ancient wisdom arrives centuries before modern explanation. Crystals exist somewhere inside that conversation. Not proven as mystical objects, but certainly fascinating as symbols of focused awareness. One reason crystals continue attracting millions of people across the world is because they naturally encourage intention. Think carefully about this. Whenever someone holds a crystal before meditation, they usually slow down. Their breathing becomes deeper. Their attention becomes focused. Their thoughts become quieter. The crystal didn't necessarily create that state. It reminded the person to enter it. That distinction matters. Because your intuition becomes strongest when your nervous system feels safe. Not excited. Not anxious. Not overwhelmed. Calm. Presence is the doorway intuition walks through. This is why experienced spiritual practitioners often say, the crystal is only a key. You are the door. Now let's understand something even deeper. Everything in existence vibrates. Not in the exaggerated social media sense, but literally. Atoms move. Electrons oscillate. Matter isn't as solid as it appears. Even the human heart produces measurable electromagnetic activity. The brain produces electrical signals. Cells communicate using tiny electrical exchanges. Quartz crystals, one of the most common minerals used spiritually, possess remarkable physical properties. In technology, quartz helps regulate precise frequencies inside watches, radios, computers, and medical equipment because of something called the piezoelectric effect. When mechanical pressure is applied, quartz produces electrical charge. That's real science. It doesn't prove spiritual awakening, but it does demonstrate that crystals interact with energy in measurable physical ways. Ancient civilizations obviously didn't describe piezoelectricity. Yet somehow, they repeatedly viewed quartz as a stone of clarity. Coincidence? Perhaps. Or perhaps generations simply observed patterns without understanding the physics behind them. Now let's explore several crystals most commonly connected with intuitive development. Not because they guarantee awakening, but because their symbolic qualities encourage specific mental states. Amethyst has been associated with inner peace for thousands of years. Its calming violet appearance naturally encourages relaxation. Many meditators choose it because a quieter mind notices subtler thoughts. Again, the crystal isn't forcing intuition. It's supporting the environment where intuition becomes easier to recognize. Then comes labradorite, perhaps one of the most mysterious-looking stones ever discovered. When light strikes its surface, hidden colors suddenly appear. Blues, greens, gold, sometimes even purple. Ancient traditions considered this symbolic. Your intuition works exactly the same way. It's already present. It simply isn't visible until awareness meets the right angle. Labradorite became known as the stone of hidden perception because of this beautiful metaphor. Not because it magically downloads psychic powers. Moonstone carries another fascinating symbolism. Across many cultures, the moon has represented cycles, emotion, reflection, the unconscious mind. Moonstone naturally became connected with emotional intelligence and feminine intuition. Whether you are male or female doesn't matter. Every human being possesses both logical awareness and intuitive awareness. Moonstone simply reminds practitioners to trust emotional wisdom without becoming emotionally controlled. Clear quartz is often called the master crystal. But here's what most people misunderstand. It isn't considered powerful because it's superior. It's considered versatile because its clarity symbolizes mental clarity itself. When your thinking becomes less clouded, your intuitive perception naturally improves. Notice the pattern? Every respected crystal points back toward your consciousness, not away from it. That's the secret rarely discussed. The crystal never replaces awareness. It reflects it. And once you understand that, your entire spiritual journey begins to transform. Because the greatest intuitive awakening doesn't happen when you buy another crystal. It begins the moment you realize the clearest guidance has been quietly speaking inside you, long before you ever held one in your hand. And here's the question almost nobody asks: if intuition already exists within every human being, then what exactly is blocking us from hearing it in the first place?